This has been one of the best weeks. This guy right here, give it up for him. Our last comedian for the night, you guys. He comes to us, he's a native, but he comes to us all the way from Texas. So give him a warm welcome, Hrabik!
Here we go. Alright, here we go. As you can see, I brought a beer on stage to simulate a casual persona. So, I'm working with that. I do live in Texas. I live in Austin, though. I have to specify that because Austin's a lot different from Texas. Austin's where all the cool people live, and it's where the rest of Texas comes once a month to decide, oh, I think that women should be less people. It's a politics joke, guys. Read up on it. Our women don't have rights anymore. So, that's the real. It's kind of funny, but it's also like a reality we have to deal with. Living in Texas is hard, guys. Not for guys. I'm not cool at all. I've never been cool. I've never been able to do anything with any sort of smoothness or flow to it. Every crime I've ever committed has started with a Google search of how to commit that crime. My internet search history is like, oh, how do you find good drugs? Or how do I take this security tag off a shirt that I bought? It's like, it looks like I'm trying to write the cowardly version of the Anarchist Cookbook. It's just a rough thing. That's the way it's just the way it's always been for me. I used to think I was beautiful on the inside, then I had diarrhea, and I was like, nope. It's worse in there. It's way worse. I'm trying to work on that kind of thing, though. I bought a bike recently. I bought a bike. It cost me $140, and I put it on my bank card. And not an hour after I did that, my bank called me to inform me that there had been a suspicious purchase made on my card. And when they called me, they didn't just tell me about the $140 bike purchase, they told me about the other previous 3 purchases that had been made on my card, which were $23 at a bar, $19 at a bar, $17 at a bar. It was just my bank calling me to congratulate me on finally making a healthy decision. Like, my bank knows I'm an alcoholic, and that's not good for me at all. Because now I know if my card ever actually does get stolen, and the thief buys anything between the hours of 1 and 5 a.m., I'm not gonna get that phone call. They're not gonna, because they're just thinking about drunkenly buying things. I'm like, they don't want to make that phone call that goes, Mr. Hrabik, we've noticed some suspicious purchases on your card. It looks like on Friday at 1:45 a.m. you bought the Avengers on DVD. At 2:15 a.m. you bought 1 replica Thor hammer. At 2:30 a.m. you bought 1 watermelon. At 2:40 a.m. you bought 1 watermelon. At 2:50 a.m. you bought 1 watermelon. At 3, smashing watermelons. In that joke. Why don't you just buy all your watermelons at once? Shut up, me! Alright. I have that thought every time I tell that joke. I'm like, why don't you buy all your watermelons at once? Well, then the joke doesn't work. And then I say that out loud. to people who only barely know what I'm talking about. Because you're not trapped in here. You're out there and you're free. Sometimes comedy's sad, guys. Alright, I'm gonna try to relate to you guys, though. Do you guys know that feeling it gets? That just, it's an anger, it's a passionate anger, it's so powerful you can almost feel it physically. When you see someone treating their boyfriend or girlfriend like absolute shit. Just yelling at them in public, berating them, maybe even hitting them physically. And you think, how can you be this awful to this person who is probably the best thing that's ever happened to you? They've done amazing things for you in the past, and they're going to keep doing amazing things for you. And you're treating them like shit right now. How can you do that? You guys know that feeling? Okay, that's the feeling I got when I see a guy walk on the bus holding a pizza box sideways. That's where my anger goes. Yeah, the guy's like, there's a little pizza this way. No, it's gonna all drip down into a big old puddle. I don't care, I'll just fucking get a spoon. You know, I like my tomato pudding, I don't care. Some guy goes home, eats tomato pudding, and now I'm all mad. Sometimes comedy's sad and confusing, guys. I can't tell the joke in the present tense because I'm here and on vacation, but I was late for work this morning. Pretend you guys are all where I live and work. I was late for work this morning. I was an hour late for work one day. That probably is not today. I'm setting this joke up a lot. Okay. I didn't know I could do it now. I just set it up so much. And there's so many prefaces to this joke. J.R. Tolkien wrote this joke. And I'm sitting there trying to tell you, okay, well, let me talk about elves for a second. Before we get into this story that's kind of about elves, what the elves mean, or whatever, I don't know. Anyways, appendix A to that joke is that I was an hour late for work. And that's when you find out how little you mean to the world, when you're an hour late for work and you wake up and you realize nobody cares. That you're an hour. I want consequences to when I wake up an hour late for work. I want to go into work an hour late and be like, oh yeah, you're an hour late, so Frank is dead. I want to matter. Like if a surgeon is an hour late for work, someone might not get the procedure they need and they might pass away. If I'm an hour late for work, a different 26-year-old brings you your hot wings. Like, I don't matter at all. I shouldn't matter. I want to contribute. I should be bringing something to the earth. Like, I should. I have a college degree. But I also have a bedroom that looks like a diorama someone built to teach kids what happens when you drop out of high school, so I'm sure it balances out. Probably. Let's see. And I'm not suicidal by any means, but I do wake up every morning and acknowledge that I'm one day closer to not being able to die and have people say, oh, he has so much potential. That day's coming for me. I don't know when. I don't know when it just runs out where they're like, yeah. He was a good kid, but yeah. That's my mom. Sometimes comedy's real, guys. Here's a Pinteresting fact for you guys. When I was 5 years old, I got cancer. Hold your applause. I got cancer when I was 5. And let me just say, as someone who's had cancer, for those of you who haven't had it yet, get that shit out of the way. Don't waste any time. Just go home, call into work for the next year, and just say, I'm getting cancer. I gotta do it. I know some of you are looking at me like, I'm not gonna get cancer because I fucking eat spinach or whatever. No, you're getting cancer. Someone you love is gonna have their birthday weekend ruined because of you and your cancer. Sooner rather than later, guys. I had it when I was 5. That's like a good age to get it. I'm not being facetious. It's a great time to get it because I was really young. If you live, let me preface that. That just occurred to me just now. Although probably if you get cancer and you die when you're 5, probably not a great time to get it. No, I was... Guys, we're all learning here. It's coming back. I was ago, and it was so long ago, and I was so young that I really don't remember any of what happened to me. But like for me, cancer was one day my mom was really panicky and drove me to the hospital, and then everyone was nice to me for 3 years. That's cancer. It's like a really long bar mitzvah, but you're tired the whole time. That's what I'm dealing with. That's what I gotta deal with. I had a really rare type of cancer called "This Christmas You Get More Presents Than Your Brother." It's a nice package. And I beat it. I survived. I'm not looking for applause. I'm just saying that because I feel like I have to. Because whenever I talk about having cancer and I don't specifically say that I beat it, someone will always ask me, "Well, did you beat it?" Like there's a chance I'm gonna say, "No, I didn't beat it. You're just looking at a cool ghost." So yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys. Thanks for coming out, by the way. You guys have made this a nice show. You guys have made this a really fun excuse to get drunk before 9 p.m. I'm gonna leave you guys with this. I'm a really big history buff. I like history, so I went ahead and wrote out a list of what I think are the most important U.S. presidents. So I'm just going to go ahead and start this off. Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, God Laserfingers, Theodore Roosevelt, Franklin Delano Burger King, Millard Fillmore, Jonathan Pants, John F. Kennedy, Thomas Jefferson, Rape Sheffield. You guys. He took his least favorite activity, criminalized it, and then named it after himself. That's why we can no longer Sheffield. Martin Van Walmart, John Adams, Harry Shit Truman, Ted Leonard, who was an intern in the Eisenhower administration who took over for 5 minutes when Dwight Eisenhower blacked out jerking off. And finally, George Clinton. He wasn't the first president to visit Parliament, but he was the first to make it funkadelic. So that's my time. Thanks a lot, guys.